Mark Atkins is one of Australia's finest musicians, and he's a long way from home. His world tour is taking him to some of the most prestigious concert venues in the world.
I mean, I've played bigger venues and bigger audiences, in Europe. Now I'm back in New York again to do the Lincoln Center. Anybody who is a musician in the classical sense, I suppose, is the place to play.
Mark's approach to music was shaped by growing up between two cultures.
I'm born of Yamatji, Aboriginal descent, and of Irish Australian descent. And to be able to walk in those two places has given me those skills, I suppose, to observe a little bit before I go charging, I suppose. I can walk on both sides,
The ability to listen and observe has helped Mark master complex rhythms. Even as a rock and roll drummer in his teens, his skill was in high demand. World-renowned composer Philip Glass asks Mark to stay on in New York to record a film soundtrack.
Because we need the E flat.
E flat, yeah.
You've got the E flat.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the real low one.
Yeah.
Mark has only one day to create the lead part for the didgeridoo.
Well, I'll start with the string, and then get into the eyes, hold it till I can feel it, and then get back into it.
Philip Glass's music derives its rhythmic energy from the use of complex time signatures.
Jazz is now kind of replacing the voice as a kind of a focus in a way.
Yeah, I see where that changes. That's.
But it sounded really good.
Mark masters these difficult rhythms with ease.
Do a lot of what we call compounded meters. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. When you get into compound meters, you're getting into something which is not a traditional way of working. In fact, we were all quite impressed, because I have to tell you, for musicians who are not used to compound meters, it can be quite tricky. One of his gifts is the way he physicalizes the music, so that what you really get is you get his physical presence in the music.
Great. Okay.
Very good. Very good.
Now let's hear the whole thing back.
Well, it hasn't stopped. I've got to go straight into it now, again. So I learn all my pieces on the plane, read, get off the plane, and have Sunday night to myself. Wake up in the morning, go to rehearsals. 3 weeks. Bang, 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 bang.
We don't want you to get lost if you don't.
No, I don't know.
Kennedy? It doesn't know.
Mark's touring itinerary has kept him away from Australia for most of the year. His farm is hidden high in the hills outside Tamworth, on the east coast of Australia. Time spent here is precious.
So maybe 2 or 3 months of the year, I wind down to sort of being myself, and that's when I'm at when I am at home. You know, I can come home and relax, create, and work. I can't write new pieces or get my inspirations from in the city or lots of people, but I come home, and that's where I sort of get my balance again. My wife has put up with so much, you know. And like, you know, we've been together for 28 years, and so she's seen me at my best, and she's seen me at my best. And she just believes in me. That's what sort of kept me going, I suppose. Israel, Honolulu, New Zealand. Did I say Spain?
Yes.
Yeah, then there's London, or UK, then there's Japan.
What all those countries in those demands?
Yeah.
Many people didn't believe I had a husband because I never met him, sort of thing, you know, and vice versa. Many people marvel that he's got wife and children. You know, he's sort of like the honey and everyone else is the bee. You know, it doesn't surprise me that I have to share him with the world, because I used to always have to share him with friends. He's just always had that charisma with people, just that, it's just natural. The sad thing is I get him right where I want him and he's gone again.
Mark's next tour will include performances throughout Australia. The final concert will be in a remote town on the west coast. The Yamatji Festival in Geraldton has invited Mark as their special guest. This concert will give Mark his first opportunity to perform for his mother's people.
Actually, Geraldton was a real blessing for Mark. You know, it's something he's wanted to go back to his people. He's wanted to be in amongst his people for a long, long time, and he's never done it. It's something he's never done.
Mark crosses the continent to begin his tour by performing with the Scottish acid folk band Sugar Nifty.
Mark Atkins, come on, give it up for him. Mark Atkins.
After the concert, Mark visits his brothers and sisters for the first time since the death of their mother. He recalls the woman who inspired his musical journey.
My mum was probably my first music teacher. I remember when I got my drum kit, you know, and I didn't know how to play it, you know. And she didn't have a bloody clue either, but she was over there in the shed with me. She'd be there telling me what to hit, you know.
I was only thinking about that trip the other day. The only reason he got a drum kit, I think, is because he wrecked so many things bashing on him. And remember when you put the drums, the paint drums, paint tins upside down? On the bed, and you put the blanket over the top, and you're bashing on them? And Mum had just bought a whole pile of new blankets. They were wrecked. If he'd told Mum straight away that the paint tins come open after he bashed them, she probably could have salvaged a lot of that. But he didn't tell her, and she found it making the bed the next day, and it had dried. So, it had all dried, so he was not really... The next minute she goes, Bill, we've got to buy him a drum kit. So, of course, and they got the drum
Mum
kit.
used to stand there and listen to him playing.
And tell him how to play.
And then, hit that one.
You tell him your first song?
And, no, hit that one.
You should tell him your first song. Yeah, and she'd tell him which one to do, and do a little bit of this, she'd go. She knew nothing, you know. But that's how we all learnt. At least I can say at the end of the day, you know, we opened the doors. I mean, look how many pubs and stuff that we got knocked back. Once we'd roll up there with our gear, we were fully booked like months in advance. But because you didn't sound Aboriginal on the phone, and then you rolled up and they, oh, you're black. Oh, no, sorry, we've booked somebody else, and they'd rather go without a band. That happened a couple of times.
Probably 67% of the gigs we used to get, the rest would say, well, sorry, you know, we've double booked when the band rocked up. Or there's no accommodation. So we had a lot of that. I'd been a rock drummer for 20 years, just playing around the traps and that. And it wasn't until I was about 21, 22, I think, that I took up Didge, and that was 23 years ago.
I've known Mark since he was 20 years of age. Well, when I showed him how to play the didgeridoo, his eyes just lit up, and he just, oh wow, that's Daddy, Uncle, you show me how to play that one, and I showed him how to play that didgeridoo, and I think he never put that didgeridoo down when he got his own one. He never put it down. I think he just kept on playing a note, because I told him all these sounds come from the bush, and they're part of our traditional way, traditional music. That's blackwater music, and that has a meaning, that didgeridoo.
So my uncle, you know, I want to go and play this. And he says, well, you know, you got to ask permission all the time to, you know, to be able to play these pieces. So if I was in Japan or somewhere like that, you know, it's really hard. I mean, I can't even talk to these fellas here because, you know, they're somewhere else. So I said, well, you know, what can I do about this? And he said, well, just change it, boy, just change it. So I did. And what I did was I used all of those things that every one of us can do, and then I started to build it into structures and into rhythms.
The night before he drives north to Geraldton to play his final concert, Mark reunites with his oldest friends from school.
Long time no see, mate.
It has been.
Oh, hey, Scruff.
Good, mate.
You've come, mate.
Jeez, you got a better brain than me, mate.
And that's what because you're in their territory. You're going across land looking for hunting somebody. We went to a CBC, St. Joseph Christian Brothers, which is something through my father because they were, strict Catholics in those days. There wasn't too many Catholic Aboriginals then. I had the black mother when all the others were white mothers.
Yeah, but he'd get off the old Bedford school bus, mate. He'd have the tie up around the neck and the cap round. And he'd get to school, mate, and the Christian Brothers, 6 of the best for your socks, man, down and your shoes, man.
Every morning.
Every morning.
For about 9 years.
Yeah, 6 of the best. Come
Just to start my day,
Yeah.
To love it.
Yeah, one day we were on the school bus, and this is a horrible word got said. Mark went home to his mum and he said, "Mum, what's this word mean?" And that was when it all changed for Mark. Like, Mark actually just went from being a real happy guy just to, shit, I got background. And that's when it started, It's when Pop, I think everything in your life started coming. You used to fight. All sorts of things changed for you, eh? We lost our childhood right there. Because that's when people turn around and that he's Aboriginal. But we never thought like that as kids, we were just kids growing up. And then one day, bang. One boy said the wrong word and he had to go and ask his mum the question, "What's that word mean?" And it changed him from that day on.
But one particular time, anyway, one of the brothers came up and just whacked, because I used to knuckle you with the knuckles on the head, So, and he knuckled me down. He put his face right next to me, and he said, "Listen, son," he says, "your mother and her people are one of the lowest forms of people here living on this planet." He says, you got half a chance. You got half a chance." He says, "Don't mess that up." And I thought, well, and I did have half a chance, I suppose. Because I was half white. The shit hit the fan then, I think.
Mark's life as a young man was a battle. He reacted to racist comments with violence. He spent time in prison. He used whatever drugs were available. He was revived 3 times after overdoses.
If it wasn't for the drumming, I suppose I would have been in jail, I suppose. Well, I know I would have been, or I would have been dead, one or the other. I do need something now. I'm probably more lost than I ever was, I suppose. There's a feeling there's something I have that's not right, and I can't quite put my finger on it.
The land's a powerful thing. It has a way of calling a man home to his people.
Yamatji Man.
Malcolm Mitchell is a festival organiser and a close cousin.
I was in this house like a young kid.
Honestly, I was climbing up the walls going, he's going to be here, they're going to be in a minute, he's going to be in a minute. And I had guests here, and my energies filtered onto them, and some of them didn't know you. Oh, he's here, he's going to be here soon. You know what I mean? You're not lonely over there, eh?
Where?
Over there on the East Coast, there's a solo Yamatji artist over there.
Oh, you get lonely, yeah.
Because we might have to bring a troop across there to visit you now and again, to remind you, that you belong to us. I don't know what you go through, cuz, but you're still here, and you've done the right thing by your people by being here. Like, you'll be in Germany soon, but is this just going to be a memory? Yeah, cuz, So thanks. No, thanks, honestly. Thanks, Mark.
There's not too many musicians that could go and do a venue with 200-300 people there, and a big percent. I mean, a big percent are all relations. So welcome.
It's all right, my cuz.
I'm telling you now.
No, all right.
I'm telling you now.
Thank you.
Before Mark leaves his mother's country, there is one important thing he must do. Mark seeks out Clary Cameron, the Yamatji elder.
Nanagadi from Champion Bay in the Gridham. That's our country. And your grandfather's mother was Amy Cameron.
That's right.
Yeah, my dad's sister. So this is our country, right where we stand in here now.
I think coming back home, meeting all his relations,
Yeah.
and finding the connection,
Out of this tribe, there was only 6 old people left, and whoever's of our mob now can trace our souls back to those 6 grandfathers.
It's always been blackfellow ways to be able to laugh at those bad times because it's how we survive.
Oh, we got better stories. Yeah. We keep them to ourselves. We got better massacres here too. Yeah. We were the unwanted race. One time, no matter what you did, the only answer to a blackfellow was lock him up. To the whitefellow, he wrote it down. That's the law. Yeah, well, that's his law, but we still know who we are. What you are is in your heart. And this boy here, he's still my blood. He can go wherever he wants to go. But his spirit will come home here.
It does now.
When he die, he can die overseas. His spirit will still be here, see? You can carry that anywhere. Astronauts carry it, they know where to land. Hey.
Done.
No, not much difference between people. We're still here.
Well, I'll be back.
Yeah, you come back, that's for sure.
There's nothing more that I want except now to feel good that, well, Mum and all my people, I did my best, Look in my eyes and you will see proud descendant Yamatji, just like my fathers before. They lived and died here where we roam, here in didgeridoo solo now. The other one D.